Well, hello and welcome to The Apprentice, You're Fired. I'm Anton Savage. It's getting very close now. We're down to 4 candidates, and who would have thought, 12 odd weeks ago that the 4 would be Panos, Will, Niamh and Michelle? Well, to help us break down tonight's episode, we're joined by a panel of celebrity Apprentice fans. Comedian Damien Clark, Dublin City University lecturer Mary-Louise O'Donnell, and the man responsible for helping Bill set tonight's task, Mr. Jim Barry. But all of this is nothing if we don't have the man himself. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we all hoped that this would never happen, but tonight it did. Here's how it happened.
You have a special talent. I call it the likability factor. And you're an entrepreneur. And your entrepreneur style is trying to do it all yourself. And I was that man 40 years ago, till I found out that 2 heads are better than 1. And even more than that, I've learned, and very quickly, that a good team can achieve 10 times more than a one-man band. So Barry, you're fired.
Thanks, Bill. It's been emotional.
Well, folks, please welcome Barry Caesar Hunt. How are you, sir? Have a seat. By God, that's some welcome. Barry, before we get into anything important, I have to ask you one question. Yep. Most men with the second name Hunt tend to avoid the middle initial C.
They do.
You took that voluntarily.
I was actually afraid when I seen my name on one of the call sheets. It was like Barry C. Hunt, and I goes, oh.
But that's your wife's second name, isn't it?
Yeah, there she is.
She's Caesar, so...
She is Caesar.
And did she become Caesar Hunt as well?
She did, yeah. Very modern man I am, you see. Your
experience of The Apprentice, tell us about it.
I said it in the end there. It was emotional.
Did you find most of the other candidates annoying?
Not annoying. It's just there is a lot of showboating for the cameras, you know, and
as in they're different when the cameras are off.
Look, some people are like. I mean, David Byrne's a cracking bloke, you know, and he summed it up in his episode. He said, "Look, I mean, you tell somebody 14 times what the idea is off camera, and then everybody knows what's going on, and then literally as soon as that camera's on, boom, it's."
It all falls apart and suddenly
look what I have a great idea. You know, it's, I'm a genius, you know.
Was it fair that you got fired tonight?
Come here, if you do the work, you're going to get the chop, you know. I mean...
If you do the work, you're going to get the chop?
Well, yeah, because if it goes wrong, if it goes tits up, you're on the chopping block, so... and, I mean, for every task, I suppose I could have got the chop, because you do the work, and if it doesn't go right, you know, a lot of people do lay out their stall and kind of go, you know, this is where I am, and that's not going right. You're the project manager, and it's all, you know, it's like there's a big bag of poo there, and it's on your door.
I did badly. You thought, no, I did the hard yards there, and I got chaffed.
Oh, we did make a balls of it. I mean, it's hard to, you know, come up with a complete concept, a website in 3 or 4 hours. I mean, people spend weeks and weeks, and you're going, jeez, have you got a name yet? No, I don't bleed and have a name. I only got it 3 hours ago. Like, I mean. I'm not, you know, you have to spend the time, you do need to mull over, and yeah, I mean, it wasn't what they wanted, so.
Well,
I'm sorry, Jim, like, I mean, we gave it a crack.
Damo, was this too big of an ask? Was it too much of a task?
Oh, I don't know, but I mean, it's pretty ironic that you got fired for the Barry Group task, because you are in the Barry Group, like, you've got an idea and you just run for it, and other people are going, what about the what about the and you're like, no, I'm going gung-ho this way, which is good.
Yeah.
But if you let more people listen in, I guess, you'd be going more in the right direction. But I just loved all the episodes where there was a camera involved.
Because like a film camera?
You'd nail it. You'd always be like, yeah, getting right into it. And you'd always be going, Barry, running out of time. You're like, nah, but I've got to get the right shot.
See, I get to shout and get away with it. I get to, no, that's not happening. And it's acceptable.
Yeah,
you know?
I was expecting in the boardroom, you know, Bill would be going, look here, and you're going, excuse me, Bill, but can we get that camera over there a bit more? I think the lighting on your face, and then here.
Mary-Louise, give us your view. Where did it go wrong for Barry?
Well, I think you've great talent, and I think you've great energy, but you don't like to work with other people.
Well, some people that
No, because you know, you have to delegate. He said it to you. You have to, and you have to sit and you have to listen to them, even though you mightn't even want to tolerate them, and you mightn't think what they're saying is of any use. I actually think you should go and do some work in directing. I think you'd be wonderful, because at least as a director, as a Tarantino, you can command the stage and the camera and all the minions around you. I think you've a great talent for that.
Thank you.
I think you should go and do that and forget about, you know, working for Bill Cullen. Well, he's not going to. You should.
Were there any of the minions that you had a lot of time for?
Yeah. I mean, I got on with everybody. Well, pretty much everybody.
Yeah, we'll get to the people you didn't
I thought I
like.
got on with everybody until I seen that episode. But yeah, I think of great people there. You know, nice guys. I thought Cahill got it hard in the start. Jeez, he's such a lovely guy, you know. And David Byrne, cracking bloke, like really cracking bloke. We had a night out. Jeez, he's such a lovely fella. And he got just a raw deal, you know. And
well, we need to remind ourselves of where you got the raw deal. These are where it may have gone, or this is where it may have all gone wrong for Barry.
I think the PM is irrelevant. It's about getting this job done and getting it done efficiently.
Have you a name for it?
right now, I don't have a name.
We're kind of running out of time in terms of getting your identity sorted.
Why did you think it was acceptable to go along on day one without a PM when you had my written instructions to do that?
I think one of us is going to have to call PM, just for final decisions and stuff.
Okay, I will. I assume that I'm in charge. Not assume that I'm in charge, but I lead the task.
He can't do everything. He's been told this time and time again, and he's just not listening.
Drawing out the website for me was completely unnecessary. Barry felt the need to draw it out for me, in his words, so I didn't have to think the next day. It's massive disrespect.
By the way, recognise this?
Yep.
What is it?
It's a gold tablecloth.
They look a small bit like chocolate. I'm sorry.
What?
I don't like them.
It looked like a kid's birthday party. They're going to go into a musical chairs competition.
Can you get me glasses, babes?
Do you know what the definition of a babe is?
No, Bill.
Go look it up and you'll never say it again.
Our reward system. No, I'll give you the rewards. Hang on. This is the rewards. Here. Okay.
Your presentation was poor and ill-prepared.
It was just one dilly wagon, Bill. It was all over the place.
Your energy is infectious, but only when you're in control and focused. To be a good leader, Barry, the first thing you have to learn is leaders have to delegate.
Jim, let me get your views on this. You were at that presentation, and we heard in the discussions around the boardroom that it was meant to be a 50-50 split, and Barry may have made that 60-40 or 80-20. How good is he at presenting, and how good was the presentation?
I felt Barry went into a solo mission. The team dynamic did not work on the night, and it fell apart. It just it dropped. And on a few occasions, you weren't listening. You cut a customer off at one stage. And no, saying that, it's quite difficult when you're there on the spot and cameras in your face. It's very difficult, and it's not a normal situation. But if I was judging on just what I saw on the night, it flopped. The team dynamic wasn't working. And it fell apart. Now, I didn't see that in the evening. All I saw was the presentation. But when I saw the show, you could see that the whole team piece wasn't working. So you were destined for failure at the start.
Is there not a bit, though, regardless of the team dynamic, you'd been criticised for the Phillips presentation.
Yeah, that's right.
Why didn't you say, when there was a presentation to be done in the Barry one, why didn't you say,
well, we decided to split it, and unfortunately, we said we'd do a card and send it back, or do 2 cards and send it back, but she was sending it back to me after 1 card. And I was like, OK, well, I can't stand there and say nothing, so I was literally just winging it.
The other thing, Mary-Louise, that Barry got some criticism for was the word that Bill said that he should look up.
Oh,
Babe, I didn't see, because I knew coming with you that he wasn't coming with any kind of evil behind it, or cynicism or disrespect. It kind of rolls off his tongue, you know, as if it's an affectionate thing, a bit of fun.
Yeah.
I didn't find that bad
Jim,
at all.
If you were in
sweet
work,
cheeks.
if you're in work and you discover that one of your senior people has called, let's say the chief financial officer is female, and one of the other members of the board has, throughout a corporate meeting, called her babes and angel face, would you just go, yeah, that's fine?
I take them to one side for a chat. It's not appropriate in the business environment, but saying that outside the business environment, and if you're with friends, it's fine. So a lot of it is the context of what it's in, but business-wise, it's not a goer.
The next step was the slap on the ass. Can I get you some real time applause?
Well, Based on that,
the table cloth thing was very funny because I did come up, and even Bill picked up the gold cellophane.
Yeah.
But my favourite part was when Michelle goes, "Do you think that looks good?" And you're like, "Yeah." I want to see your house. I've got to see your house. Just be like this cellophane, purple, gold.
Yeah, it is. It's like that.
The tablecloths looked like a party for Shawadi Wadi. I thought it was actually. but wait a minute.
But we were splitting hairs.
But you know, working in an academic environment, if somebody said to you, "Hello, babes," you'd think you'd pass out because people we don't talk to each other in an academic environment. You know?
hang on for 1 second, Angel Face, because we do need to remind ourselves of some more of Barry being Barry.
Over the weeks gone out, I've heard from Jackie and Brian in particular that you refer to your female colleagues as babes, angel faces, and precious.
Can you get me glasses, babes? Just any type of glass at all.
Do you think that's a fair way to address your colleagues and your equals?
They're my friends as well. And I mean, it's a habit of me. Like, I mean, when you work with lots of lovely women, it's not condescending in any way. Action! More of your face, babes. Perfect.
No, from Harvey.
No, from Harvey. It's okay, babes. It's okay. Sorry, babes. Sorry, babes. So bring up that one there, babes. Sorry, babes. That's a lot of babes.
It's quite a lot of babes, it is.
That's a lot of babes.
There was, of course, no other way that you could have got that actress to move without going. We do need to take a break, though, Barry. Coming up in part 2, stay with us because we have some more bits of Barry's gold, some of which we've been inundated with requests for one specific clip to be replayed, and we'll be replaying that after the break. Back in 3. And you're welcome back to The Apprentice. You're fired. Jim, want your views on the winning team, particularly Niamh. We've heard good things about Niamh, but so far it's hard to point at anything that she's done that's spectacular. Do you think she's a real contender?
I think she is. From my observations of Niamh during our event, I thought she had a very good ability to be able to answer questions and come back with sensible answers. Some of the other people came back with an answer that might not be near the question. Now, it's a tense environment, it's pressure on, and I thought when the pressure is on, you could count on Niamh, and she's probably one of the only people of all the finalists, sorry Barry, who I would consider employing.
I wouldn't give a lot of them a job. I couldn't believe that everybody is a retail consultant, a property consultant, a management consultant, I mean, they're all consultants. I expect consultants to be able to really write and be able to actually express themselves and know what they're at and form an idea. Everybody's running around, you know, getting tables and chairs and putting, you know, cloths on tables and chairs and forgetting about the idea. That's what I felt about it.
There again, the one who isn't a consultant is Panos. I mean, Damien, your view. He's senior guy in Google. His CV is supposed to be absolutely superb.
What's funny is that he worked for Google, and a lot of the time he's like, not being Irish, I don't know what that word is. Google it! But the other thing, with Panos, do you remember the episode where he couldn't move his head? Like, he goes, the window was open and my neck was stiff and I couldn't do anything all day. And then he wasn't brought back into the boardroom because they didn't know what was wrong with him. But I reckon they should have got that Daniel cameraman, you remember that one they had his eye on, the sound guy, that he had his eye on, get him and he would have gone, oh, hey, my neck's better. Because remember how he just kept going, hey, Daniel, look at the Daniel sound guy, dude. But Will, we were talking about Will there, and I just thought it was funny that Niamh left him in charge of getting all the flags for the tables, for all the wine. Because he was like, look at all the Italian flags. They're Irish flags, well.
We do this no-nonsense clip of the week thing, which is nononsense.ie/apprentice if you want to see any of them, which is a candidate talking nonsense. Barry has shown up a couple of times. Panos has shown up a couple of times. Will keeps cropping up. And this time, he's our no-nonsense clip of the week because he doesn't really get the difference between a focal point and a vocal point.
We're looking to put the vocal point right there, Peter, you know, as in between the two pillars. So, and where's your vocal points for you selling? Like, when you come into the door, where do you position your best sellers? I'm looking at putting a vocal point, you know.
When you come in the door, you know, you have a big display like the wine display here.
Yeah,
you
okay.
know, maximum impact.
Okay.
Mary-Louise, you wanted to come in there.
I don't think a lot of the candidates are used to actually expressing themselves orally. They're really not used to actually selling
But
something
how can you be
orally.
22 years of age? I mean, that's just speaking.
Well, you can, because you're in a numbers game, you're behind a desk and behind a computer. It's a very different ball game to go out and actually, you know, speak and express what you want and an idea. It's very, very different.
We've
And
been told, though,
very
that
obvious.
Will's issue is that he gets tense because there's cameras around.